So Tata, the last time we spoke, you were talking about dogs, at a real young age. You were breeding them, you were fighting them. I'm wondering, was that the start of your grind, or were you scheming, were you scamming, hustling, like how?
Man, that dog shit was like, that's what got me in the puppy breed, the puppy shit. But it was just something that if I'm walking my dog and a couple of my homies is with me or whatever, and we see another group of kids with their dogs, and it might be a little, we might have a little discussion where it'd be a dispute. All right, well, your dog can't mess with his dog, whatever. And, the crowd, the entourage would,
Hype it up.
engage and hype it up,
Yeah.
to get the dogs to fight. So that's how that would start.
So have you ever gotten in fights from this yourself?
No.
Based off the strength of the dog.
It got intense.
Okay.
A lot of things took place, but nothing violent. Nothing violent happened from the dogs.
No backlash from the actual fights. Okay. Gotcha.
The puppy breed, the puppy shit, but I'm gonna say my grind, high school years, you feel me? Like I started sneaking little marijuana in his book bag and whatnot, little boy, whatever. A friend of mine, rest in peace. My man used to drive me to school. Two of the twins, from Talking Cambridge. We all used to catch a ride in the morning. My homie's sister. We used to argue about who riding in the back seat, who riding in the front, whatever. But anyway, that's how I kind of started my grind. My man would help me push the little marijuana. I was a little timid about that situation, but then as years went on, that same buddy of mine's, rest in peace to him, he was trying to put me on the track up on 5th and Indy. Back at that time, you know what I mean? He was, I'm saying that had to be like around 98, 99, 2000, something like that.
Wow.
I never went up there with him. I only went up there to visit him while I watched him track. I watched him track to see how I would move, and then I knew how the guys down my way was moving when it came to trapping. You feel me? I knew how they was moving down my way when it came to trapping. So when I seen my guy trapping, I knew not to go up there because I wasn't ready for that. You know what I mean? They was always having shootouts and whatnot. Whatever. I couldn't.
So what was one of your like favorite scenarios during that time?
Favorite scenarios during that time? Oh man. I'd say running the streets, you feel me? I say running the streets. Running the streets, I was active. I was active as a kid, so it really wasn't too much that I didn't get involved in. You feel me? It really wasn't too much that I wasn't involved with.
All right, so what would you say one of your worst case scenarios was during this?
Man, every time I took a chance and I got caught.
Damn.
Every time I took a chance and I got caught
every
with
time.
jail. You feel me?
Why you say it like that? Why you say it like that?
I got caught and went to jail. You heard me?
Why you say it like that?
Why I say it like that? Because it's facts. You heard?
Okay.
It's facts. You want the truth? I'm gonna give you the truth about the situation. You know what I mean?
Got you. So we're still talking, a young age here. How did your mom and dad react to your situation? Like, what was your family life?
Rest in peace to my mom. Check it out.
Rest in peace.
My mom didn't care what somebody said about me. You feel me? She believed it. So if I got caught up breaking in the store or trying to, take something from somebody, or if somebody was trying to bully me, she, you know what I mean? Every now and then she'd take my side, but she knew I was up to no good everywhere I went. You know what I mean? I'm known as, from a kid, hardhead. You know what I mean? So everybody knew hardhead was on some wild. You know what I mean? Like I was always on something. I was always up to no good. Nobody really wanted their children around me. You feel me? Nobody really wanted their kids. Man, I was always in something. It's fact, bro.
Right. So you were talking about, sneaking them, little bags through the book bag, going to school and all. Like, what was your attendance like at school?
Oh man, I show up every day. I clown a lot. You feel me?
You showed up every day.
I showed up of course. I showed up every day. My grandma made sure I got to school. You heard? Grandma made sure I got to school. Shout out to my man Holla. Me and Holla used to cut class a lot. You mean we would go to school and wild out. Now you know what a highlight was when me and Holla running around in the school, and Holla got me caught up, man. Holla wasn't going to school like that, right? And I begged Holla to come to school because everybody was talking trash about it. I mean, trying to get him the truancy, officers to the crib, all that.
Damn.
I tried saving him. You feel me? I tried saving. Give him heads up, bro. You gotta come to school, bro. Like they trying to get you. I mean, have them truancy officers come to your crib. You know what I mean? So as funny as it may seem, look, he come to school. Same day he come to school, I get booked. I get locked up.
Damn.
Yeah, I get locked up. The school police chick says that I hit her, but I juked her. And when I juked her, she spun around and she fell. She said I hit her. I was on probation. I mean, I was violating my probation.
Wow. That's wild.
Because she couldn't catch it. She told me that the only reason why she pressed charges on me and got me arrested because a black cop did that to her son.
Oh, wow. All right. Well, speaking of girls, I mean, you were saying one of the main reasons why people take chances out here, especially juveniles, is because of girls and being out in the street life and stuff like that. Do you have any stories of anything any chances you took based off a girl, like off the strength of a girl, that may have gotten you into trouble or may have gotten you into,
Well, maybe little school fights. Nothing on the streets for that. Nah,
you stayed away from that. Okay.
Way too intelligent for that.
So, regardless if it's tragic or funny, just give us a couple just exciting situations where, it's good, crazy experiences. I know you got a couple in there. Like, were you ever in any shootouts? Were you ever,
Shootouts. I'm gonna say that's personal. You feel me?
Okay.
I'm gonna say that's personal.
I feel you.
But me personally, I wasn't the one shooting. I wasn't the one shooting during the shootout.
Right.
I know some stories about that.
Something you've seen in your life.
Yeah, we might could go into that maybe the next time. You hear me?
I got you. So, all right. So, we're still talking these young ages. When you started getting older, 17, 18, 19, how did things start to change for you?
Man, I became a lot more active. 17, 18. Basically, times changed. I started getting into different drugs. I learned how to cook crack. When I learned how to cook crack, it wasn't a little weed, it wasn't a little bud situation no more. It was
right.
It was a different ball game. You feel me? Like, interacting with different people. And it got a little dangerous at times.
Yeah, I'm sure you had to be
moving around different places with different people, not knowing what's what. Some situations, I was lucky that I didn't get. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, did anything turn out bad? Ever a situation where it turned out bad?
Nah, I ain't gonna say nothing turned out bad, but I'm gonna say the level of violence when you're dealing with crack, dope, and all that, PCP, wet, and other hard controlled substance.
Yeah, your name is shit I never heard of.
Well, that was like the normal. That was the normal substances that was out during that time. Now it's different. Cause you got all kind of different. You know what I mean? Whoa, you got all kind of. You know what I mean? But back then, I think maybe the worst situation I experienced. I saw some heroin, right? I saw some heroin. There's a couple that used to come check me out. There's a couple, lady and a guy. They would travel from, I forgot what township they would travel from, right? When they travel from their township, they come down here, they meet me on like a back block. And as they meet me on the back block, look, the lady, she banged her dope, right? And she went out. And when she went out, I panicked.
Yeah.
The dude, her boyfriend, he's just slapping her like it's normal. Like, she's all right. She's all right. She's all right. She's going to come around. She's going to come around. I panicked. I jump out the car. I said, all right, I'm going to catch up with y'all because she looked like she OD'd. Matter of fact, she was going, real right.
That's insane. After hearing that, I want to hear something good, man. Make me laugh, man. I mean, it don't even got to be a funny story, really. But I mean, have you ever seen anything out here that made you laugh? That's just crazy.
Of course, I've seen a lot of altercations take place with fist fights over drugs. I've seen a lot of fist fights take place over money. A lot of altercations take place over someone dating someone that someone, felt like was their wife or their husband, you feel me? Or girlfriend, however you want to put it. When you got real tragic, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that is funny shit. So you're still driving around the city at this time?
Of course. In 1920, I'm driving. Driving my whole teenage years. Like I said, 13, 14, I had 2 cars.
You own 2? You own 2?
Yeah.
At 14?
Yeah. I had 2 cars. It was little squatters, A to B joints, but I had 2 cars.
Okay. Well, what about, 17, 18 when they were...
17, 18. I can't remember what cars I had, but I had cars, 17, 18.
You
No,
own...
wait. Yeah, I think I did have cars. Yeah, I had cars 17, 18, 19, 20. Yeah. Because I didn't get my license until about 20. I got my driver's license when I was 20 years old, yeah. But I had cars.
That's what I was going to say. So you basically have been driving, had cars, had dogs, and been active since 13.
Of course. Yeah.
until you had to shut it down.
Of course. I ain't shut nothing down. You mean? I ain't shut shit down. You mean? I ain't shut nothing down. I was active. I was my own problem. I was my own worst enemy, my own critic. However you want to put it.
Okay.
I put myself in a lot of trouble too. Just being active. You know?
Exactly.
That's facts. That's facts.
So, what's the biggest difference between your outlook then, when you were 17, 18, as opposed to now, 40?
Now, I move different. I move more strategic. You feel me?
As you should, yeah.
I move more strategic. I surround myself around positive people. You heard me? I know I got a different kind of movement right now. You feel me?
Okay. Sounds good.
Make sure I keep in contact with all my real friends, Not the ones that just came around for the money, because as time went on, when I really got in depth with the drug trade, or drug situation, whatever.
Yeah.
You got some people that's gonna stick around for the money, and you got some people that's gonna really rock and roll with you, man. When it's over with.
Right.
And I'm pretty much blessed and lucky that I didn't get caught up to the point where I'm doing 20, 40 years behind bars, you heard me?
Yeah. Hopefully we can get into both of them situations at some point.
I was pretty much trying to start a little clothing line,
When was that?
That was pretty much like 2 years ago.
Okay.
Hopefully get something above the ground. I've been trying to wear my own little situation,
Yeah.
Just a little movement, little movement.
Little motion.
You know what I mean? Little motion.
How are people feeling about
it? You know what I mean? Little motion.
How are people feeling about it?
A lot of people are interested.
Yeah.
A lot of people interested. A lot of people interested. They come with the times. You feel me?
That's actually what I was thinking. A lot of people are doing that now, and then eventually making it their own label or making it their own.
Actually,
do you have any dreams or anything like that?
Actually,
happening?
I originally started before the clothing situation popped off. I originally started trying to do my own little music. Shout out to my guy Lane. Shout out to my guy Lane. He actually introduced me into the studio sessions.
Okay.
You feel me?
And how did they go?
He pretty much convinced me. He dragged me along. I was telling him no, because I was trapping. I ain't had time for that. You know what I mean? I ain't had time for that. I was trying to hustle. I was trying to grind. He was like, bro, come on.
What made him pick you if you were never rapping?
I don't know. I forgot who introduced me to him. I forgot who came through. It just was.
Okay.
I was like, man, hi, buddy. I got a group of girls over here, a couple of my homies over here. People, it's just that way. People will find me and section me out of everybody and be like, "We holler at you."
All right.
Holler at you.
So you got over to the studio, and how'd that go? Did they put you in the booth, or were you just there to hang out?
And in the beginning, right? I'm just a guest. They record. I'm watching them record. So while they're recording, I'm trying to get some food, whatever. I'm trying to get back to my spot. I'm trying to get back to my little situation.
Yeah.
I call it my little situation ship. I'm trying to get back to my situation ship.
Yeah.
They're recording what they're recording. So I'm laughing. He's like, yo, my man, like, man, you might stop, man. Go in the booth and just do you. Go in there, go in there and shut the door on me. Go in there and just do you. So I'm in there cracking up. You heard me? I'm in there cracking up, laughing. So I'm recording what I'm recording, right?
Yeah.
As I'm recording what I'm recording, they talking about, hey, run that back again. I'm like, y'all, shout out. I ain't running that back. They got that one tape. I gave them 8 bars. Made a little CD. I let my homies in the hood listen to it. They're like, yo,
8 bars.
Man, the track. Back to the track.
Situation shit.
Everybody grinding me up. Yo, man, you supposed to be. What you doing, bro? You better go back in the stew, bro. You can cook up something. I'm like, rope or something, all right?
So they like them 8 bars, huh?
Yeah, the 8 bars. They like, it's not my song, bro. I'm playing. I ain't no rapper. I'm playing. I did 8 bars real quick for them, real quick. They take my come on, bro. Okay.
Yo, that is hilarious, though. I'm not gonna lie. Right.
My man see this joint, he gonna say, word.
Word.
Shout out to my man Moose here, you know what I mean? Moose Lane.
Okay.
Shout out to my man Yeah, you heard. Shout out to Shelby. You know what I mean? Shout out to Holler Man. Shout out to G-Ball. You heard me? Shout out to Q-Ball. Shout out to Prick. Hey yo, shout out to Prick. You heard me? Shout out to Cuzzo.
Cuzzo.
Shout out to my grandma all day.
Yeah, rest in peace again.
You won't forget. I'm sorry, I just got to give y'all this. I got to interrupt this with a shout out because my folks, you know what I mean? They went for them. Who I'm missing? Shout out to my little cousin Jocelyn, you heard me? Shout out to me too, Jownazz, you heard me?
Yeah. Real shit.
Who won't forget? Shout out to Fat Man, you heard me? Who I'm forgetting about?
If it wasn't for all these people, you wouldn't have turned your shit around.
Yeah, I wouldn't have, you know what I mean? Because the movement of the people that I'm shouting out, they help me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They either help me get to some money or they help me make shout out to Will Cuzzo, you know what I mean? Shout out to Rex. I know I'm forgetting a couple people, I apologize, but I'm on purpose. I'm doing it on purpose, though. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Who won't forget? Shout out to my Aunt Babs. Shout out to Chimble. He might check this out too. Shout out to Six Shooter. He might catch it.
Six Shooter.
Frank, you heard me?
Right?
You heard me?
This would have never been possible, believe it or not.
Believe that. Shout out to
Ain't
Frank.
that crazy though?
You heard?
It's wild how shit comes together.
Let me see. Shout out to Miss L. You hear me? Shout out to D. You know what I mean? I know I'm forgetting a couple of people. You hear me? I'm trying. You mean?
You going to no matter what.
I know I'm forgetting a couple, but this. I mean, this is real life. This is what happens in real life.
Exactly.
You forget sometimes.
Exactly. But like I said, man, you know, those people are instrumental right now in your life and you know, keeping you on the right track and all that.
Shout out to Lil John, my grandpa. Man,
there you go.
None of that dog situation, me breeding the dogs, and my grandma, and I mean, real rat.
Okay.
Cousins, a ton of cousins, you hear me?
Which, that started everything off, so, man.
Yeah. I mean, I can go on and on. I'm just...
Yeah.
It's just, you know what I mean? I'm just trying to... You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I think it's just a good joint. I think we got to go in, you know, just go into a little depth, a little more. So next time, and we're good.
I appreciate your time, too, bro.
Of course. Appreciate you. Always.
Let me see. Who am I? I know I'm forgetting something. Shout out to N1. Damn. Shout out to N1.
Okay.
Shout out to Swizzle. Yeah. Swizzle might catch it. He might. I don't know. He might catch this joint. He might catch it. Shout out to who else I'm forgetting? Man. Shout out to Cousin Don. Cousin. Shout out to Cousin Pooch. Shout out to all my aunts.
I was just about to say
all
that.
my uncles, living dead. You know?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're going to catch you next time. We're going to get a little more into depth on these stories here. All right, well, I mean, that sounds good. You think there's anything you're missing?
Damn right.
Damn.
Check it out. Shout out to Danielle, high school sweetheart. R.I.P. Shout out to Boss Lady Nat and me. Those folks. Shout out to my man Marco. Shout out to Mark. Shout out to Pook. Shout out to there's something I was going. I mean, let me see. Yeah, there was something I was going to say to you. Man, answer this question.
It was about you getting started with your grind when you were younger. You know, like how you started off. Like, were you scheming and scamming, or how did that go about?
Oh yeah, the scheme. Yeah, we used to rob the beer distributors too. We used to rob the beer distributors. I got caught up at the cigarette joint too. I got caught up there. For a situation had happened. You know, something dropped in my lap. What you gonna do? Something dropped in my lap. You know what I mean? I took part to that, you know? I ain't still nothing, you know what I mean? But I stole it. Yeah. Let me see. I know we about to wrap up. I got to slide too anyway. You said, shout situation didn't take place. I remember seeing a couple of my uncles get incarcerated or booked.
It's a lot of traumatic stuff, man. This whole 20 minutes.
I remember losing my mom, bro. I remember losing my mom. Recently, just losing my dad, 2022.
Damn.
Recently, just losing my grandma, 2019. Let me see. Bunch of homies, bunch of friends, other family members on those. Especially due to the COVID situation. You know, a lot of us lost people due to the COVID situation. You heard? The COVID took a lot of people unexpectedly. Very unexpected. So,
I think a lot of those people will be proud of you right now.
I say that COVID situation opened a lot of people's eyes up because we started noticing a lot of stuff wasn't what it may have seemed. Nothing is what it was or what it seems. You know what I mean? So
facts.
That pretty much opened the doors to for all of us to just like really take a deep breath and just observe what's happening around us. You feel me? That's facts. Feel me? Let me see. Shout out to Cousin Terry, good folk. Shout out to Cousin Aaron. Shout out to Automatic A. He right.
He right.
Yeah, we in North Philly. I see the signs. I see the signs. North Philly, you heard? Catch that train, guys. Catch that train, guys. Shout out to Rufus. Shout out to my OG Rufus. I hope you're alright. I don't know.
Rufus was a real one.
Rufus held me down for a minute. Shout out to who am I forgetting? I know I'm forgetting people. I'm trying not to forget y'all. Shout out to Sharon. Shout out to E-Dollar. She know who she is.
Good thing about it is you coming right back on.
Yeah. Shout out to pretty sure I said all my aunts, all my uncles, whatever.
Yep.
All my cousins. Anybody that's going to chime in. North Philly Station. Hey yo, stop follow me. Stop playing. Follow me. Give me follow me. Like, comment, share, stop being stingy, share, like, comment. Appreciate y'all. You heard me?